Hello, welcome to another lesson by O40 Game Lab. Today we're going to continue our lessons about Computercraft. I'm going to teach you how you can use a monitor you built inside Minecraft, inside Computercraft, and how you can use input inside your computer program. So let's start. Last lesson I talked about the Technic Launcher. It has the Tekkit mod pack inside, and inside those mod packs there's Computercraft. So if I want to have this available on the desktop on a Windows machine, I can just select it, use the right mouse button and use send to desktop, and then it will appear on your desktop. So let's select that one. And you need to log in with your Minecraft account. And press login. We've got Tekkit Lite selected. Here on the left side we can just press play. There we are. Inside Minecraft 1.4.7 we're gonna press single player, create a new world, call it lesson 2. Game mode, we're gonna put it on creative, more world options. We're gonna use the world type default and click it once to get the super flat world type. Press done, press create new world. And here we are inside this completely flat world. Press E once and continue clicking on this button here until you see 3 out of 4 and select Computercraft. We're gonna use a computer. That's one, and we're gonna use the monitor here. Put it in slot 2. Press escape to get out of that mode, and then we can just put a computer there. I'm gonna build a nice large monitor, 3x3. You cannot build as large as you want. Let me repeat that. You cannot build as large as you want. I think it's capped at 5x5 or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue with the computer. Press right mouse press on the computer, and we've got craft OS 1.5 ls, and you'll see there's a ROM directory. We're gonna create a new directory, mkdir space and then lesson 2, cd lesson 2. There we are. There's nothing in there. We're gonna program that now. Edit proc1, and we're gonna type print this is the first line, and then we're gonna print again and use these parentheses with nothing in it. That will print an empty line, and then we're gonna use this is the last line. There we go. Press Control on the left bottom side of your keyboard. Press save to press Enter to save. Press Control again and use your arrow keys to go to the exit, and then press ls. Check if your program is working. Prog1. Yeah, there it is. It's working. So let's now see how this looks on the monitor. The monitor, to print something on a monitor, you first have to type monitor. And on what side of the computer is your monitor at? In this particular case it's on your right side. And what program do you want to run? Prog1. There we go. If I press escape to get out of this mode, you'll see these lines are printed on the big monitor. So with that command you can just use the other monitor as your output monitor. Okay, let's continue. We have print. What if I want to print these lines, print this first line, second, last line? I want to print it 3 times. So 3 times print, this is the first line, print, this is the last line. You could just type it out, like now, print, this is the first line, etc. Oh, I pressed escape there. You could do this and then continue until you've got like 3 times these 3 print statements, but there's a much easier way to do that. and to do this, and for that they found, well, they made it possible for you to put it inside a function. And a function, what I do here is I create an empty line on top of the print, and I'm gonna type function myfunc, and then parentheses open and close, and let me just remove that white space, and I'm gonna press tab. That's the key on the left side of your keyboard when I'm in front of the P of the print. So print, 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 and I'm gonna use end. A function is defined with a name. It's called myfunc, and everything inside this function until the end is belonging to this function called myfunc. What happens if I just press Control and save this and then go to exit? What happens if I use prog1? Nothing. That's exactly what you want, because a function is not run inside the computer. You need to call the function for the computer to run, to do everything that's inside this function. So let me explain by just doing this: myfunc, myfunc, myfunc. So I'm calling the function called myfunc 3 times, and I'm gonna save it and press exit and use prog1. There we go. 3 times, first line, first line, first line. Anyway, it should be obvious what the program is doing now. You can use functions for that. It's very easy. It's a function without parameters. Parameters we'll discuss in another lesson. For now, this is enough to do your thing. Okay, we're going to move on to first I'm going to do something about the background sound, because yeah, there we go. That's it. We're going to use input, because up till now we used only output. So print is an output function. Actually, print itself is a function. That's why you need to use these parentheses, open and closing parentheses. Print is a function, and actually this is the last line, is a string that's passed into this function. And I'm not going to tell any more about it, because then it gets confusing. Let's see how we can use input. And input, we'll just see, put it like this, type whatever I'm typing, GameLab equals, it's the equal sign, io.read, and then read is a function, and you need a opening and closing parentheses again. So if you type this, GameLab is io.read, and you would say print GameLab, you would see what happens if I press save and then exit prog1 and whatever I type. So it's waiting for you to type something, and if you do that, it echoes it to the screen. So whatever I type, it echoes, it prints to the screen again. So edit prog1. If I know that, we can move on to a bit more advanced topic, and that's about using the if statement to check if something is true or not. It's one of the first basic building blocks in any program, because you can check for the condition of something. I'm going to show you also by doing. So I'm going to say if GameLab, and then there's something really it's something to get used to. You cannot put this. I want to see if GameLab equals it rocks. Then, so if I put this like that, I'm gonna use tab, print, you are right. And we're gonna put an else in. If it is not, GameLab is not, it rocks. Let me put a question there. What do you think about the no 40 in GameLab? If I put it like that, and then if GameLab equals it rocks, then print you are right, else tab print check again. Alright, and like the function, we need to end the if statement, the if functionality with an end. So I've got if GameLab equal, so there's a double equal sign. Don't, if you do it, if you make an error with this, your computer program is not functioning correctly. So remember, in an if statement, if you're going to check something to be something A equals to B, you really need to be sure that there is a double equal sign. It's in this language, and yeah, just remember it. So if you put it rocks inside the box, it'll print you're right, and if it's not it rocks, it'll print check again. So let's check this. Save, press exit, prog1. Testing this, I'm just gonna put something that is not it rocks. I made an error. GameLab is IO read should be put after the print, of course. So I'm gonna delete that. So now it prints, and then it says GameLab is IO read. So programs inside Computercraft, they run from top to bottom, and so it'll first run into this print, and then it will do this GameLab equals IO read. So now, if I do this, what do you think about the O40 GameLab? If I would put it rocks, you are right. And if I would try it again, what do you think about the O40 GameLab? I don't know. Check again. Okay. So you first, you made another, this is your first program using functions and using input by using the function read of the IO library. But that's another topic about, there's a lot of different functions you can call inside Computercraft. But for now, this should be enough to, to make it possible for you to create your own little programs, printing on different monitors, using input and using functions. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I would say tune in to my next lesson.